What's the last Kenyan rap verse that blew your mind, that fascinated you, that thrilled you? Kuna a number of factors here that are connected to mi kujiuliza hilo swali na mi kukuuliza hilo swali na mi kuwa na hayo mawazo na kujaribu kufigure out what that verse is. And apart from a verse ile ulisikiza, ile ilikuthrill, ile ilikuexcite, ile ilikumind blow, ni kuifikiria pia in the context of music commentary, music criticism, art criticism, and what that space also looks like. Whether ni someone mwenye ni a critic or a music and culture commentator, or whether tunaongelea from a consumer standpoint and their space in music commentary, now kushare verses, kushare mziki, converse on music. And it's something nimekuwa nikifikiria sana pia regarding the space of rap in our musical landscape, in the space of rap in our musical discourse, in the space of hip-hop. Hip-hop has, over the years, in our context, imekuwa ina-exist kwa the periphery, outside of what ina happen, na what ina play out at what would be considered a mainstream level. Na ukitoa a few figures at a mainstream level whose sound ni a subgenre of hip-hop ama rap. So ni interesting to observe the consumption of rap na hip-hop in our landscape, especially during hii era ile inasim ni kama ni a renaissance in Kenyan music. Kuna more people spending their time on Kenyan music, more people participating in Kenyan music, more people, both artists and the audience. Kuna more people who are spending their money on Kenyan music. Kuna more people who are sharing Kenyan music, whether ni via playlists or mentioning artists online or using their songs in their stories, in their reels, in their TikToks. A lot of that is happening across different generations. And hiyo pia ni because of the democratization that the internet and the online space affords. So while that has been happening, ni interesting kuona ile space ile hip-hop music ina occupy kwa hiyo landscape, and ile role ile inacheza or lack thereof, na zile spaces zile ina exist in. The rap verses ukuwa potent, and rap verses who shape cultural conversations every now and then. Kuna song nilikuwa nasikia ya Mark Homie from Reach Us Haitian, project yake ya last year, na nilikuwa na revisit because someone liked a comment that I had left on the song. And it's called Sonje, Sonje, naweza kuwa na mispronounce, but kuna the way he rides that beat and floats on it kwa the second verse. Yo. So about tuna get technical to cover aspects such as breath control or breathing technique, but also writing and syllabic rap performance, a syllabic rap display similar to Palaces, and unajiambia yo. Or even earlier nilikuwa na revisit Holy Key ya Kendrick, verse yake kwa hiyo ngoma ni ngoma ya DJ Khaled featuring Big Sean na Kendrick, and technicality, the potency, the impact. And I've been thinking a lot kuhusu generation ya kina Kali. Hiyo ni generation ya Kaka, ya Okto, wako same age group, but pia their come up era same. Hiyo era ya they would be called the Wapi era MCs, the Wapi MCs, and Wapi was a staple. Other artists from hiyo era ikija kwa the mainstream musical landscape and the conversations that happen, naona hiyo erasure ikifanyika, because only in marginal intimate spaces ndio utapata other MCs, other rappers, other acts from hiyo era na wa hiyo generation wakizungumziwa, wakiwa covered, ngoma zao zikichezwa, ni very specific and by specific people. For instance, kama ni by DJs ama curators, ni specific ones who will play those artists, and au pia ni watu wenye wali come up kwa hiyo era. But it seems kumekuwa na hii disconnect ya kuendeleza hiyo lineage, kuiendeleza na kuicapture from other acts of that era and kile walifanya na music yao, kuicover, kuiongelea and such. Ile disconnect ile ilikuwa ya kuendeleza lineage from a point of maybe listeners or from a point of media documentation, musical consumption. It happened during era ya Kishaka, Uko, Mau Mau, and your era ya Wapi. It seems it's the same, lakini because the scene ilikuwa more homogenized and more centralized than it is now, kulikuwa na a connection, because when unapata kina Mashifta, hiyo ni your direct connection to Keishaka. And even kuna a video kwa hii podcast ya kamba wawili asikuambie mtu ya kitusua na mention vile anatoka from hii branch ya Keishaka na influence na impact ya Keishaka. So unaweza iona kwa Mashifta, unaweza iona kwa kamba wawili and the larger uko fulani Mau Mau, unaweza iona kwa Kilio cha Haki 2004 and all the other MCs wenye walikuwa involved in that project. Unaweza iona kwa the combination of a crew and artists and Dandora and crews and artists from Mombasa. Unaweza iona 2 years later after Kilio cha Haki, unaweza iona kwa Dandora Burning in 2006. Then 2006 unaweza ona from there tuna get into Penya, kwa sababu Ninka mwenye alikuwa involved na Keishaka na uko fulani Mau Mau all over the world, zina kina Roba na kina Ninka. Vigeti mentions that kwa Furaha kwa Matanga, that same one, na pia alihusika na Kilio cha Haki between hii period ya early 2000s into mid 2000s na late 2000s, mid 2000s somewhere there. From hapo unaweza ona Penya Africa na Ninka kufanya na kina Wawesh. So unaweza itrace na uone easy connections then around that same time ya mid 2000s. That's when the Kenyan volume series is happening ya Ketable. Walikuwa na 6 volumes which I have covered kwa mziki ya wiki before. Ilikuwa partnership na Alliance Francaise na Total around that same time. That is when that is happening. Sijui kama ni the second one or the first one, but kwa one of those volumes kuna Sauti Sol. Kwa one of those volumes kuna ngoma ya Johnston Mokazi. Kwa one of those volumes kuna Christina Pondi, kuna Fadhili, a young Fadhili, then and other groups wali cover different areas. Kuna a specific one ya the coastal region, yani volume 6, volume 5 ni North Africa, Northern Kenya. So wali cover different regions. And then year 2008 ilikuwa highly inspired by the post-election violence and music kukuwa a tool ya unifying people. But unaweza ona easy connections from one era, one generation to another or different artists. Kuna hii connection ile unaweza ona na unaweza follow. Tukumbuke pia hiyo 2000s TPF is happening. Wakamba wawili bien ime Sauti Sol, music ya soul. Then of course late 2000s Wapi, that carries hadi 2010s and builds a hip hop movement for 5 years. Around mid 2000s Ghetto Radio. So of course isi kusema ati hakuna similar artistic motions zile zina happen in 2010s. There are, if anything, the space ilikuwa ina grow even further. But kuna hii shift ile ina happen as far as focus na attention na coverage na historicizing and archiving after hii era ya wapi or lack thereof. And media as always inakuanga hii tabia kufocus on wale watu wenye wako at the top. Business, they want the numbers, they want the attention. So the repercussions of that ni also part of what nimekuwa nikisema with where hip hop ina sit in the contemporary, in the current Kenyan musical landscape. What also is being created in Kenyan hip hop, of Kenyan hip hop, from Kenyan hip hop, and where the genre ina sit, and what the artists of the genre are doing and their artistic output.